Welcome, everybody, to the final score. I'm your host, Nicholas Marcinov. And as always, I am joined by four other of the best people on this planet. We have Chris, who's a Dolphins fan. Chris, say hello really quick.
What's up? Shout out to my boy Andrew for keeping up with the show.
Yeah, shout out to you, Andrew. Love you, man. Yeah. All right. I'm also here with Tanner. Tanner, say a quick hello.
What up, everybody? Nick Folklore, bro. Folkman coming out big time.
Yeah. Uh, I'm here with my little brother, Ben. He's a Vikings fan. Say hello.
Muggles.
Okay. And to wrap things up, we have DJ, who's a Raiders fan. Say hello, DJ.
Yo, what's up? Big shout out to all those Charger fans that are having a rough last-second game losing season right now. Just want to say tip of the cap to my boy Isaiah Johnson and Derek Carr, and sorry to all my friends that are Chargers fans out there.
Hey, they did that to themselves. But this is our prediction warfare. Everyone here is trying to fight for a jersey that I will be giving to the winner of the predictions. But to determine that winner, we're going to have to take a look at the standings, which we are going to do right now. We had a lot of movement this week. So first and foremost, the number one spot was Chris for, I don't know how many weeks, 3-4 weeks.
I think at least 2-3.
A couple of weeks. Chris was in first place. I regained first place with an overall record of 86-47. Chris drops down to second place at 85-48. Tanner went bold this past week, and that ended up not going in his favor. He is now in fourth place with 82-51. DJ's in third place with 83-50, and Ben is continuing to climb the ladder at 79-54. He is nipping at Tanner's butt right now. So how do you guys feel about the current rankings?
Sad.
I'm just gonna say right now. I know that you guys don't know it right now, but
I like that phrase.
Come 16 and week 16 and 17, me and Ben are gonna be at the top of the polls. I'm telling you, we're fighting right now. We're fighting.
Hey, I want to give away this jersey, and the only way I can do that is if one of you guys beats me. So I'm hoping.
I ain't sweating, man. It ain't nothing to me, bro. Couple more weeks, bro. There's gonna be a 10-game lead, man. Watch.
Ooh.
And Nick, I'm gonna say you've really hit it out of the park on this week with 11-3. I thought I was cruising through the week winner finish line, and then when we were texting in the group, I saw the whole thing, and then I was like, yeah, like almost came up to the week's winner, and then I looked over at the end of the spreadsheet. I was like, oh, well, Nick won it.
Hey, you and Ben did great, but really the biggest thing was I was the only one who believed in my team, who are the New Orleans Saints, who beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 38-3. And I feel like we need to celebrate just a little bit, but we'll do that afterwards. Right now, we'll go ahead and get into the predictions, yeah?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So before we talk about the first matchup, there are 4 teams on a bye, that being the Kansas City Chiefs. So all of you fantasy owners, I'm very sorry you don't get your big players. The Dallas Cowboys, Atlanta Falcons, and the New York Jets. And the New York Jets are probably so happy that they don't have to play this week. Their balls are probably so swollen that they need to just stay in an ice bath this entire week. All right, but let's go ahead and get into this first matchup. This is the Thursday night game. Colts, the 5-3 Indianapolis Colts at the 6-2 Tennessee Titans. And DJ, I want you to break this one down for us.
Oh, man, I'm excited for this matchup. This is going to be a really, really good matchup. AFC chase to the playoffs for both these teams. You've had the Titans that have just been explosive in the beginning, had a couple rough weeks here recently, and then same thing for the Colts. Phillip Rivers just, outshowing Jacoby Brissett of coming in for the starting job at QB. Phillip Rivers slinging it, doing a lot of good things. The Colts defense, manning up and really sticking it to the teams that they've been facing, thus giving them a 5-3 record. I got to say, when things aren't going the right way for the Titans, it always comes down to Derrick Henry not getting those 100-plus yard games, which is what they didn't do last week. And for them to come up against the Colts with a solid W, they need that man to run it down their throats. I know they still got the W last week, but it looked really shaky, which was a pretty tough one. You got Phillip Rivers. He's coming up, feeling good again after getting a couple good wins. Some, random stars that, some sleeper guys that you wouldn't know that showed up and made a big impact. They need more consistency of that. Because, hey, one guy down, the next man up. And if I'm going to pick a team on this one, I'm taking a chance. Thursday game, the whole nation's watching. I'm going Indianapolis Colts. I could finally cheer for Phillip Rivers because he doesn't play for the Chargers anymore. So that's my pick.
Okay. I respect the pick. Chris.
Man, that kind of blew me away, man. I'm kind of moved a little bit, but I'm still going with the Titans. I feel like I know last game they weren't that great in the running game, but I feel like this is going to be a little bit of not a super bounce back game because they did win last week, but it's going to be a little bit of bounce back from that kind of terrible running game that they had last week. I think they might be able to get it done against the Colts.
All right.
Tanner.
As I'm going through this and kind of thinking about it, I'm going to go with DJ. I'm going to go with the Colts. I'm going to say that the Colts defense is very solid, even though that they did get eaten up a little bit by the Ravens, I think 2 weeks ago. But I'm still going with the Colts. I have a good feeling about them. I'm going to go with that gut feeling. So give me the Colts.
This is one of those toss-up games to me because I feel like it can go either way. Tennessee's been inconsistent, and so have the Colts to an extent, but I feel like just because it's home field, I'm going Tennessee. Ben.
Oh, he's frozen.
Uh-oh.
All right, so I don't like it's – oh, my God. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
We can.
Hello? Oh, okay.
We can hear you. It's just that you're frozen.
Screw it.
Are
Now,
the haters booting him offline now?
I'll just be frozen.
Just be frozen.
It's cool. 2 versus 2 right now. But Colts circled. They were my initial pick. Just first. So I'm going with the Colts.
Oh. We didn't really hear what you had to say there, but that was a bad move.
I understood him, bro. I understood him. He knows the right team. I understood him. Don't worry about it.
Chucking along, baby. We keep chucking along.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ben, the internet where you are is probably going to struggle a little bit, so we might have to make mid-video adjustments.
Oh, 1 second. I'm going to try something.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, we're just going to move on to the next matchup. It is the first of the Sunday games. It's the division-leading Philadelphia Eagles, who are 3-4-1, taking on the New York Giants, who are 2-7. And Chris, you're going to be the lucky one to break down this garbage matchup.
Boy, you already know what's going to happen now.
Remember, we're doing a podcast, so you have to tell us what you're doing.
Oh, I'm opening up a White Claw because every time I have to talk about an NFC East team, I gotta drink a little bit.
There you go. Hey, I like the White Claw switch up, man. You're not going the old Bud Light.
No, something different this week. So, Eagles got to buy.
I'm predicting Chris being the week winner because of this move. Right? He's already making power moves.
Yeah, I'm going to be making power moves. So originally, I had the Giants winning. I asked a few people at work. I was like, hey, Giants are playing at home. And they're like, nah, go with the Eagles. Like, just say fuck it. And I guess that's what I'm going to be doing this week. They had the bye week last week, I believe it was. And I feel like they're going to be a little bit rested. Giants, I know they won against Washington last week, but they've beat Washington every other time that they've met this year so far, and that's their only 2 wins. So I'm going to have to give it to the Eagles this week.
Okay, I can respect your decision. Tanner.
I'm gonna go same thing with Chris. I mean, you would have to catch me dead, bro. If I just came up, my screen went black, and you heard Giants, Tanner picks Giants. That ain't me, bro. Somebody's kidnapped me. I will never pick the Giants. I mean, don't say that. If I'm just not picking the Giants this week, I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
I am going to disagree with both of you guys. I'm picking the New York Giants because of how they played last week against Washington, how they played against the Buccaneers, and more importantly, I don't want whoever to come out of the NFC East with a 500 record. I can't have the Eagles going 4-1. So I'm picking the Giants.
Looks like Chris taking first place, dude.
Ben,
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Your pick, Ben.
Yeah, I got to agree with Nick. I'm going Giants on this one. They've been playing pretty well. Golden Tate has these hands covered in maple syrup. He's catching everything out the air. I got to go with the Giants. Plus, the Eagles are full of crap, and Carson Wentz is a bitch. So, you got to go with the Giants on this one.
I love that.
Oh, okay. Just before it gets a little too out of hand, we can't cuss too much. Otherwise, I won't get money for the podcast, okay?
He's a batch. He's a batch of cookies. We don't
There you
get paid
go.
anyway.
Yeah, okay. Batch cookies.
All right, DJ, give us your pick.
I told you guys in the beginning of the show, it's going to be Ben and I sitting at the top of the podium, just trying to fight or fight for the number 1 spot or split a jersey. Who knows? I'm going Giants, baby.
It looks like it's going to be me and Tanner splitting a jersey this time.
Maybe.
Nope, not happening. All right, but moving on to the next matchup. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 1-7, going to Green Bay to take on the 6-2 Packers. And Tanner, break it down for us. Why should we care?
All right, look, let me tell you why you should care a little about this. If you want to make some money, you put up $5, you'll make $1. That's how the bets are going for this. Because I was looking online, the Packers are favored 90.7 favor to win right now over the Jaguars. 90%. So that's a big margin that I would not. I mean, unless Aaron Rodgers said, you know what, bro, I'm going to play like Tom Brady last week. I'm just going to throw a bunch of interceptions. I'm just going to toss the game. I mean, maybe the Jags can win, but there's no way. I mean, I know you guys got a crush on Minshew in here a little bit. I know some of you guys, but you look at Aaron Rodgers this season, 24 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. You got Minshew, he's only at 13 and 5 interceptions. And there's not that much yardage difference. Only Aaron Rodgers up about 500 yards on him, but still that's quite a number. So for me, I'm going to go with the Packers.
Oh, man, bold picking the Packers, Tanner. But I, too, have been sniffing the glue and will be picking the Packers this week. I believe Ben is next. Ben.
I hate the Packers, but I'm going with the Packers.
DJ.
I got to agree. 24 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's coming in hot.
He's a bad man. Chris?
I had a big bowl of pasta for dinner today. I had some cheese on it, so I'm going with the Packers.
I wonder, what if that was really how you made your decisions? Like, oh, I saw a seagull once, so I'm picking the Seahawks.
I had Jaguar jerky earlier.
I'll go to Packers.
Okay, all right.
I think you go to jail for eating that, bro.
It's true. Moving on to our next matchup, it's the 2-6 Washington football team going to Detroit to take on the 3-5 Lions. And Ben, you're going to be talking to us about this one.
Yeah, so this is one of those games that we get a few of every week where no one actually cares. We're just looking to see the final score because it affects, if we're gonna get a jersey. But no one really wants to watch this. Washington, they're they're playing poorly. They did put up a game against the Giants. They were pretty close, but it is in the NFC East. They're going up against the Lions, an NFC North contender. They were doing really well in the beginning of the season. Right now, not so much. Last I heard in the last game against the Vikings, the Lions lost a few key players. They got quite a few key players out right now, whether on IR or COVID. Matthew Stafford, he went out with a concussion protocol. Not sure what they ruled on that. Does anyone know? Will he be starting next week?
He should be
So-
back.
Something I should know?
He has so he got diagnosed with COVID. However, the protocol for the COVID is that as long as he stays clear of the team facilities and passes his COVID test on Sunday morning, he can play. But I don't know the details on how the coaching staff feels about trying to prepare for a game without your starting quarterback preparing for it. However, it is Matthew Stafford, and he's been in the league for, 12 plus years or something like that. So maybe they will. So it's something to keep an eye on for sure.
Well, yeah, he came back. He came back off the COVID list and played on Sunday, but then he went out with the concussion protocol.
Oh, shoot. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I don't know what they ruled about that. I don't know if he's going to be starting, but my pick is going to be the Lions, assuming that he's going to be in the game.
Jeez, I don't know what's up with Matthew Stafford. I'm looking at the news reports right now, and there's one that says Matthew Stafford is finally going home. Don't know what that means. Okay, well,
they
DJ.
have Chase Daniels as their backup.
Chase Daniels isn't that bad. DJ?
Yeah, I'm super happy that I just embarrassed myself in front of all of our viewers with that BS misinformation that I had. But I'm glad that I went back, in the past and relived that week where Matt Stafford was on the COVID list. But if it is Chase Daniels that's coming in this Sunday due to COVID and or concussion or just concussion with Matthew Stafford, I'm going against them because my cousin is from Grapevine, Texas, who played against Chase Daniel at their rivalry school, South Lake Carroll, and I'm just not cool with that, all right? So I'm keeping the rivalry alive and going against them. I don't know where my picture is for this thing, but I'm going to find it. And we can continue on until I do.
So you're picking the Washington football team?
I know their record doesn't speak that highly of their play, but hey, man, I'm taking a shot. I'm taking a shot tonight.
Okay. Chris?
I'm going to go with the Lions. Like Ben said, if, Matthew Stafford's going to be playing, I know they have lost a few key players, but, it's the Washington football team. Come on.
Yeah. Tanner?
I'm going to go with the Lions. And I'm going to say, even if you have Matt Stafford out, it's the Washington football team, man. I think they'll be all right.
So I too am going Lions, but rather than tell you why, I just want to say how great it is that this is going to be Alex Smith's first start since the tragic accident, a couple of years ago. So very happy that he's actually going to be able to start a game again. Okay. But on that note, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next matchup, which is the Houston Texans, the 2-6 Houston Texans, taking on the 5-3 Cleveland Browns. And Chris, you're going to be talking about this one.
Ooh, okay. So the Browns haven't really been playing that good lately. Odell Beckham Jr. is still out. Any news on Nick Chubb if he's back yet?
I haven't seen anything.
No, I haven't either.
Okay, so A lot of people are telling me to go with the Browns. I have the Browns picked. I'm still going to go with the Browns just because I don't know. I feel like the Texans really haven't found their groove just yet. They still don't have a head coach as far as I know, and they're just not looking good. 6-2 or 2-6, excuse me, is definitely not a good record going against the Browns.
Okay. I also just typed in Nick Chubb, and there's two conflicting reports. One from ESPN saying, with Nick Chubb's return, Browns primed to rediscover running game stride. But then, according to NFL.com, Browns running back Chubb, not sure he'll be able to play Sunday.
Well, that just confuses the hell out of me.
Yeah. Anyways.
Either way, Browns.
Browns. Okay. Tanner.
Listen. I mean, just listen. Look at it. You already know who I'm going to pick. You already know what my background's going to be, bro. I got to go with the Browns.
Oh, my God.
I have to. 5-3
Browns
versus 2-6. Could be, bro. I'm going with the Browns. I got OBJ right behind me, even though he may not be playing. That's all right, though. We still got that team spirit. So let's go Browns.
Until the Houston Texans actually get a real head coach, I don't know if I will really feel comfortable picking them. So give me the Cleveland Browns to just beat up on them. Ben?
Yeah, the Browns seems like they play well against bad teams, and this Texan team this year is a bad team. So I'm going to give it to the Browns.
Okay. And DJ, wrapping it up this time.
Yeah, I'm going Browns too, boys. It's just one of they're coming off a bye, and like Ben said, yeah, that's kind of been their trend all season. They'll lose a game, everyone will talk smack on the coaching staff and Baker Mayfield not being able to capitalize, and then next week they show up and get the dub. So that's what I'm banking off of.
Okay, fair enough. And if we are wrong, we're all wrong together. So good job, guys. Safe pick. But moving on to the next matchup, it is the 6-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading over to Carolina to take on the 3-6 Panthers. DJ, talk to us and explain how they got that third loss.
Oh man, they didn't have a lot going for themselves. This past Thursday, it looked like a completely different team for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, compared to the previous week. So it was very strange. And then also with the Panthers, they look like a completely different team, almost pulling off a win against the Kansas City Chiefs. But the Kansas City Chiefs are the Kansas City Chiefs, and whether they have a minute to play, 4 minutes to play, somehow they still get it done in the fourth quarter to run out with a win. With that being said, I think that Tom Brady and co. are extremely pissed off about the showing that they had against division rival New Orleans Saints. And so they want to come back, and what other – I know. I see you flexing in there, Nick. But yeah, one other way to come up after that week and go up against another division rival with the Bucks against the Panthers and really step up and show who they are as a team and get that win. Also, I do believe that Christian McCaffrey is having some complications with his shoulder. Him being out is a huge deal. As you can see that, they almost pulled off a solid win against the Chiefs with him being back. So I think that speaks volumes in itself. So we'll see what happens. I don't think that if he is out that they'll stand that much more of a chance with the pissed off Tom Brady and Tampa Bay Buccaneers team.
Okay.
So I'm going Bucks. And where's my Buccaneers? Bam.
All right. Very nice. Chris.
All right, look. Last week, Tom Brady and Antonio Brown got smacked around. So you know what Tom Brady did after that game? Took Antonio Brown by the ear, dragged him to the locker room and said, "Hey, don't ever do this again." I already saw what you did to the Raiders over in Las Vegas. Don't do that here. Smacked him on the butt a few times and told him, I love you. Kissed him on the forehead. And they're going to go ahead and get this win this week.
Chris, I loved every second of that, honestly. And thank you for bringing that up for our viewers to not forget of what Antonio Brown did to the Raiders. That was awesome. That was gold.
All right, Tanner.
Listen, there's been only a few times in history when I have screamed at my TV in regards to football. The first time was when I heard Brady was leaving. And last week's performance and I texted you guys this, like when he threw, I think the third interception or something, like third or fourth one, I screamed at my TV. I said, I can't watch this game anymore. And I just turned it off. But that was a bad game. I don't know what was wrong. Maybe he's just trying to build some hype up, but I still believe in my boy. Even though he's not on my team no more, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers, and I hope that he has a much better game this week than last week.
Yeah, as previously mentioned, Tom Brady is going to be pissed off, and you better believe he's slapping all of his teammates and giving them little kisses like, all right, guys, all right, I'm so sorry. I don't want to do that to you. So they're going to get the message. But just real quick, I really don't like how Bruce Arians throws Tom Brady under the bus all the time. Yeah, it was a bad game, but you still have the best quarterback of all time. It's like, you need to chill.
You know what I think happened, bro? I think Belichick came and he went to Brady and said, hey, bro, pop these vitamin C's. You're going to feel a little better. Don't get corona. He gave him a perk, bro. That's what he was on last week, dude, for real. I've never seen such a terrible performance.
Yep. Ben, your pick.
Yeah, so a red-haired Patriots fanboy once said on this podcast, don't bet against Tom Brady 2 weeks in a row to lose. And I didn't listen last time it happened, and I was proved wrong. Tom Brady came back. So I think that you guys are right. Tom Brady's out there making out, having sex with all his teammates, and they're going to come back this week and get the dub. I'm going Buccaneers this one over the Panthers.
Oh, my God.
Nobody said they were having sex, Ben.
That is
I misunderstood what you guys were saying then.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, allegedly. We have to add allegedly, otherwise it's going to be defamation of character.
Metaphorically.
There we go.
Sex with his teammates.
Okay, we're just going to move into the next matchup. Is this the Raiders girls, DJ?
Yeah, I gotta. It's that time of the year, man. I gotta get the Raiders cheerleaders with the right spirit.
There you go. All right, we'll save that image for when we talk about the Raiders, because right now we're going to be talking about the 7-2 Buffalo Bills taking on the 5-3 Arizona Cardinals, and I'm going to be the one to break that one down. I don't know about you guys, but this game kind of feels like it's going to be the game to watch. Both teams have had flashes of greatness as well as inconsistency. Big props to Josh Allen for playing against the Seahawks the day after he finds out that his grandmother passes away. His grandmother passes away, and they said, you don't have to play. And he said, no, I want to play. And he puts up one of the best performances of his career thus far. I believe it was like 415 yards, 3 touchdowns. But you know what happened in that game? He got sacked 7 times, and yet they still blew out the Seahawks. That is a little crazy to me.
Yeah.
On the other side of the ball, it was the Arizona Cardinals. They played the Miami Dolphins, and all of us, we picked the Cardinals to beat the Dolphins. We were like, oh, yes, Chris, you can flex too. We all picked the Cardinals to beat the Dolphins because we were like, oh, Tua didn't really help the Dolphins. It was all defense, and surely their defense can't play that way again. And yet Kyler Murray also had a great game and a loss. So, and that game really came down to the tying field goal in the final seconds that looked perfect, but just fell just short. So this game is going to be interesting because you have two teams that can put up big numbers. They can tear up your offenses. But both teams, they've been struggling here and there. It's just, who are we going to see? Are we going to see Josh Allen from weeks 1 through 4 in last week? Or are we going to see Josh Allen from weeks 5 through 8 that really weren't that impressive? Which version of the Cardinals are we going to see? Are we going to see the overtime winners in against the Seattle Seahawks? Or are we going to see the ones who barely missed a field goal and just can't seem to get things on the right track? But for me, I don't know. It really does feel like it can go either way. But give me the Buffalo Bills to just extend their lead in the AFC East. Ben.
Yeah, so the Bills won that game over the Seahawks with all those yards playing against the ranked 32nd defense in the NFL. And I don't think they're going to do that against the Cardinals. So I'm going Cardinals on this one.
Okay. DJ.
I have not been giving the Buffalo Bills the credit that they deserve, because in the beginning when they were dominating teams, they were beating pipsqueak teams that have had they had an easy schedule kind of deal, and I didn't give them the credit that they deserve. And then now they step up and they shut down Russell Wilson. I'm going Bills on this one.
Okay. Also, just a fun fact, you've only picked the Bills to win 3 times. This will be your 4th.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm feeling good about this time. As much as I do like the Cardinals, and also really hope that Kyler Murray gets me 65 points this week, but I think the Bills will still win.
Fair enough. Chris?
You already know, boys. You already know what's coming. It's that dry rub again. You know what? I'm going with Ben on this one, just because I'm looking at the Bills' schedule for this week or for this year so far. So they played the Jets. They won. Jets are 0-8. They played the Dolphins. They won. Dolphins doing better now. They played the Rams. They won. Obviously, the Rams aren't playing too well now. They played the Raiders. They won. I mean,
hey, what the hell? Just kidding.
yeah, okay. Sorry about that one. They played the Titans. They lost by a large margin, 42-16. You got Chiefs. Obviously, you're going to lose against the Chiefs. I mean, who cares about that one? Play the Jets. They barely won against the Jets. You got the Patriots. They barely won against the Patriots. And then all of a sudden, they had this big old breakout game against Seattle. I'm not convinced. I am not convinced. So I'm going with the dry rub Cardinals.
There we go.
Okay. And Tanner, wrap it up for us.
Let's give me the Bills, baby. Let's drop these dollar bills. Let's get some bills.
Okay. All right. So that wraps up.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Nick. Is that a 3-2 choice selection right there on the team?
3-2?
Yeah. Like 3 people picked the Bills, and Ben also picked the Cardinals too, right?
Yep.
We're mixing it up, man. I'm telling you, it's getting cutthroat.
There's definitely been some different picks this week, so we'll have to just see how it all unfolds, and this could be a big pivotal week.
Unfolds like Nick Foles.
All right, but next up we have the 6-2 Seattle Seahawks going to LA to take on the 5-3 Rams. Tanner, you're going to be talking about this one.
All right, let me break it down for y'all. So here's the thing about this game is that the Rams are favored to win. They're favored to win 55% as opposed to Seattle at 44%, right? The thing is, Russell Wilson has 2,514 yards a season versus 2,145 for the Rams. Wilson, you got 28 touchdowns. He's at 8. 8 interceptions this season. That is not looking good for him. And Goff's had 13 touchdowns, though, so, like, less than half and only 6 interceptions. The thing is, though, this week is that I think the Seahawks are going to take it. And the reason why I'm going to tell you that is the Seahawks are a much, much better team than the Rams offensively. Look at the touchdowns, 28-13. But here's the thing. The Seahawks defense kind of blows. Okay? So that's the only thing is that if the Seahawks blow it like they did right here, Rams are going to win. But I'm not betting on that they've learned that mistake. So give me the Seahawks.
Okay. All right. That's a big game right here. And I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to go with the LA Rams. I think that Russell Wilson is going to have a much harder time against the Rams, and Jared Goff is going to look better than he did whenever he played against the Miami Dolphins. Okay. Ben, your pick.
Similar to Tom Brady's situation, I don't think you should bet on Russ losing 2 weeks in a row. I'm going with the Seahawks on this one.
Okay. DJ.
Yeah, I'm super surprised that you went for the Rams on this one. Not saying that I'm hating on it, but I really like how we're all kind of keeping it interesting. But with that being said, I'm still sold on the Seahawks. So I'm going all in. No matter how bad their defense is playing, their offense is electric. So we'll see.
Okay. And Chris.
All I'm gonna say is Russell Wilson is pissed.
True.
Hey, doesn't this seem familiar?
This, you know what? No. This is gonna be the difference between first place between you and me right now.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna be the difference.
You sure it wasn't the
I'm
Giants
taking over
pick
the throne
earlier?
again.
Someone better open up a window because it's getting hot in here right now. All right?
I mean, I got mine open already.
Yeah, and smelly.
I don't know what the smell is.
It's not good. Sorry.
What Russ is cooking.
Hey, that was good, Ben. That was really good. But on that note, let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. It's the 2-5-1 Cincinnati Bengals heading over to Pittsburgh to take on the undefeated 8-0 Steelers. And Ben, you're actually going to be talking about this one.
Yes, so the Bengals, number 1 overall pick, Joe Burrow, playing lights out, but he's not protected. They're in like every game, even the ones that they lose. They're in every game, and they're going up against the undefeated Steelers right now, best defense in the league. But the Steelers have Mr. Potato Head at quarterback with a bad knee. He got it injured in his last game against the Cowboys, which they almost lost to. Let that sink in, boys. They almost lost to the Cowboys, and it was bad. This is the week. This is the week the Steelers lose. I am picking the Bengals to finally knock the streak. Bengals are winning this week.
Oh, holy shit. Are you serious right now? That is
They beat the Titans.
Oh, man.
They're coming in hot.
You're shaking the bag right now. That's awesome. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Okay. Okay, DJ.
You're making me really want to change up my I don't know. You ragged on my speech last week, but I gotta say I'm kind of tuned in to your speech right now because this definitely could be happening to definitely be happening to Mason Rudolph in another division rivalry. But to be completely honest, I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm going Steelers 9-0.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Chris, your pick.
Man, okay, so this is one of those games where I asked my legal team, just like Tanner does some weeks. I said, you look, Steelers almost lost last week. Somebody told me that Ben Roethlisberger is not going to be playing this week. Don't know if that's true or not, but with that being said, if he is playing, he's playing shaky. He ain't playing like he was, first 7 weeks that he's been playing. Ben, I'm going with you. They are going to take down these undefeated freaking team.
Oh man, that's good. I like it.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going bold this week with this prediction. This is the bold prediction of the week. I don't think the Steelers are going to stay undefeated. I don't think so. And I think this is the team to do it. If not, then it was fun being in second place.
All right. Looks like DJ's coming for your spot. Tanner.
We can't hear you, Tanner.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
All
right, there we go. Listen to me. Look, you got Big Ben in this podcast doubting Big Ben on the field, and I don't think that's going to work out. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'm going to tell you why. You're going to have 9-0. It's not going to happen with the Bengals. Maybe another team, but not this week. I'm telling you. If the experts are wrong, it's 77 to 23% right now. Favor the Steelers, 77%. So almost 8 out of 10 people think that the Steelers are going to win. So I got to go with the majority on this one. I'm going to go with the Steelers, my legal team. Shout out my legal team, the council. They told me the same thing. So let's go for it.
Okay. For this pick, I'm going to go ahead and put myself spotlight it. Just because I want you guys to hear me. Chris, Ben, you guys can be absolutely correct. If the Steelers were to lose, their first loss would come against Joe Burrow and the Bengals. But you're wrong. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers who are going to win. And this is another big deciding factor of why they're going to win is the Bengals, they let up so many sacks. And I believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers have the best pass rush in the league. Plus, last year, whenever they didn't have Big Ben, Mason Rudolph took the helms, and they were still able to go positive. And so that's why I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be okay against the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay. So now that I'm no longer in the spotlight, we can go ahead and move on into the next matchup. The next matchup is, of course, the 2-6 LA Chargers going down to Miami to take on the 5-3 Dolphins. And Chris, oh, it has to feel good, buddy.
Oh, it feels good to be right, but it also feels
you were wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong. Never mind. It feels good to be wrong, but it doesn't feel good to be right. Look, the Chargers suck. They are 2-6. They have not looked good in any fourth or half, any time after the halftime. Like they do not look good at all. So that's why I'm going with the Dolphins. The Dolphins' defense has looked so good throughout the whole game. Last week was a little bit shaky with the Cardinals, but the Cardinals are pretty decent. But man, when they exploded against the Rams, and I was kind of caught off guard. Tua's looking better last week. 20 for 28, and that was good. Yes, I'm going with the Dolphins.
Okay.
I can finally choose my team to actually win.
Confidently, I might add.
Yes, very confidently.
Tanner, your pick.
All right, so here's a weird thing, bro, about the Dolphins and the Chargers. Every time I see the Dolphins play, I feel like they beat the Chargers. And it's just something about them. And I was looking at this right now while you guys were talking. In the entire history that the Dolphins and Chargers have played each other, the Dolphins lead the series 18-16. And if you look at it on here, it says for about every time I'm looking at it, it's like a big sheet. Every time the Chargers win, there's at least a 2 to 3 game gap that the Dolphins win. And right now, the Chargers won in 2019. So that's why I'm saying I'm going to go with the Dolphins because history has to repeat itself. I'm looking on here. Okay, the only time the Chargers ever went back-to-back was 13-14. But all rest of history, they have not gone back-to-back, it looks like. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Heck yeah.
Jeez. Pulling up those kind of stats for your pick? That's impressive. But once again, I'm going back to what I said last week, and that the Chargers, they don't know how to win. This is going to be one of the games that I'm really hoping I get to watch on Sunday because I want to see both of these rookies in action. Ben. Yeah, Ben.
Yeah. Man, the Chargers and the Chiefs are like weirdly opposite, where the Chiefs will find a way to come back in the fourth quarter and win every time. And the Chargers will find a way to knock off their lead in the fourth quarter every time. I'm picking the Dolphins.
Okay, and DJ.
Yeah, I think you guys set me up perfect to take first place on this one. And the reason why I say it is because of potential Rookie of the Year candidate, Herbert, baby. I know that these guys haven't been able to pull off a win, but you guys are talking about them not showing up in the third and fourth quarter, second half, and, this and that. No, it's not the third and the fourth quarter. It's the last 10 seconds of the game. And when it comes that close to a team getting a W, I'm telling you, one of these weeks, when it gets within that 10-second mark, they're going to step up. And I think they're done getting kicked dirt in their face. And Herbert, for as great of a guy that he's been playing like this, he's just playing out of his shoes. I'm going with the young rookie.
Can we just agree that the Chargers are better than their record says?
Yeah.
DJ, how much have you had to drink today?
Only one Modelo, but I am due for another.
Well, you better save it because you're going to be talking about this next matchup. It's the 3-5 Denver Broncos heading on over to Vegas to roll the dice against the 5-3 Raiders. And DJ, you're going to be talking about this one.
All right. I need my girls to be cheering me on this one.
Oh, David, we love you.
I got to say, with the AFC West division rivalry games, I am extremely familiar on that. No matter if it's the Raiders playing against the Chiefs or the Chargers or the Broncos playing the Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders or whatever it is, you never know what's going to happen. And I got to say, with the Broncos showing up last week, obviously getting that heroic W against, or I guess I should say 2 weeks ago against the Chargers, and getting that heroic win in the last seconds of the game, that just goes to show you how these games could end up. Not this past weekend where they got absolutely slapped around, but against the Chargers 2 weeks ago, they really showed, some backbone, some spine. So I will say that the Raiders are the team to lose in this game right here because both teams know exactly, they know about the intensity of this rivalry. So it's hard for me to say confidently that the Raiders are going to steamroll them by any means. We do, by we, I mean the Raiders get a couple of key players back off the injured reserve list, like Damon Arnett, feeling a lot better. Maurice Hurst, their defensive lineman, he was a big piece to us when we were getting after some quarterbacks earlier weeks. And, and Derek Carr has also been playing good. So for me, I'm not going to go on too much about it because, you guys know how I get on my inspiring speeches. But I'm just going Raiders, man. I think that as high of stakes that they have to keep the win streaks going in order to potentially make the playoffs this year, that they're going to get it done. John Gruden has these guys, settled down, thinking about executing the right way, and that's what these division games come down to. Who's going to execute more on point than the other team?
Okay, I can respect it. Chris?
Damn, I thought that was going to go a completely different way. When you said the Raiders are here to lose, I was like, whoa, wait, what? But yeah, I'm going Raiders too. I know Drew Lock looks really good when he can play good, but he's not going to be winning this game. He didn't look good last week. I mean, they got pretty smacked up. He did look good against the Chargers, but it's the Chargers. Come on.
I gotta say, and I don't know, because Nick, I know that you have a better insight on all the picks that we make. I want to ask how many times that Chris has made his Raider choice pick has he been right versus going against him? Because I swear every time Chris is like my lucky charm for the Raiders. Every time he's picked them, he's been there with.
I should pick him more often then.
Hey, so for the Raiders. Chris has picked them 6-2.
See, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's my boy, Chris. Hell yeah.
So now it'll be 7-2, but that's pretty good odds right there. Tenor.
Look, I'm gonna make it short and sweet. We got Raider Nation going up this week. I'm telling you, it is gonna be a little bit of an interesting game. But I mean, hey, look, it is cold right now in Denver. It is cold. They don't have to travel across the Rocky Mountains.
We're playing Vegas, baby. Even better.
I know it's gonna be hot. Well, it's gonna be relatively warm. It's gonna be a lot warmer than they're used to. They're probably gonna, overheat real quick. So they've been wearing too many layers coming on the field. So I'm just telling you, short and sweet, Raider Nation.
Yeah, baby. I like that, Tanner.
I, too, will be keeping it short and sweet. DJ, I'm knocking on wood because I'm with you, man.
Hell yeah. There we go, boys. Let's do this.
And Ben?
Raiders.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you better pick the Raiders.
That's my boy.
Okay.
Oh, man. I love when we're all on the Raider train, baby. It puts so much more intensity when I'm watching the games. Like, I hope we get this, so we'll have a W for us.
Hey, you got your boys behind you, man.
Hell yeah, I love it.
But speaking of the boys being behind somebody, you guys weren't behind me last week. And now we're going to be talking about this matchup. Chris, you just wait right there. Just wait right there. Let me break down this next game. Right. It's the 4-5 San Francisco 49ers heading on over to the 6-2 New Orleans Saints, and I am going to be talking about this one. So let's talk about it, shall we? The New Orleans Saints, God, if I could just express to you guys like how happy I was to watch that. It was almost like somebody was tickling my balls, and just sending that like shiver up my spine where it was like, oh, this is nice. But always in the back of my head, I was like, oh, but we're going against Tom Brady. And then we go into the second half and it's like, oh, it's even better because we're going against Tom Brady. We're about to sweep Tom Brady. Yeah. Drew Brees, he looked locked in. He wasn't putting up as many yards as he maybe would have done last year or definitely the year prior when they went to the NFC Championship. But he was getting the ball around, touchdowns to, I think, 4 different receivers, but in total, 13 different players caught a pass from Drew Brees. He was just passing the ball around and was looking good. The San Francisco 49ers, they played the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seattle Seahawks just demolished the San Francisco 49ers. And you could tell that, no, wait, that was 2 weeks ago, huh? I don't know.
Just keep going, man. I love it.
The big point is 49ers are without George Kittle, without Jimmy Garoppolo. They're injured to all hell. And now they're going to be walking into a moving buzzsaw of the New Orleans Saints. So give me the New Orleans Saints to just continue to let the good times roll. Ben, your pick.
Yeah, Nick, it must feel really good to be the only one in the whole world to pick the Saints to win that game. I mean, even Tom Brady had the Buccaneers defense on his fantasy team. But, they're going up against the 49ers this week, who are barely a football team. I'm going with the Saints, obviously.
Okay.
By
DJ.
process of elimination, not because I think they're good.
DJ.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I gotta say, I feel terrible. You know, when you said that, you're like, yeah, none of you guys had my back, which I feel bad because you know what? I don't know what overcame me on that one. You know, I don't like Tom Brady. Sorry about that, Tanner. I know you're a Patriots fan. It's all good, but you know his Patriots run is over, so I can say this freely. I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Brady. I know they had that big win 2 weeks ago, but you know that's not like me to go against Drew Brees and company. So I don't think I'm going to do it again. You know what? This is me saying my bad.
I accept your apology. Chris?
Also, I say I'm sorry because my balls really hurt this week.
I accept your apology, and I apologize for your balls. Tanner?
Look, some inside of me told me to go for the 49ers, but at this point, it's kind of like that point in Monopoly or the poker game where you just kind of have to ride with the wave, and that if you lose, everybody loses, so you can't really do much. So I'm gonna go with the Saints. I would change my background picture, but all the pictures started going black again, so I think someone's trying to boot me offline. So
Not this week, buddy.
I'm not gonna touch it, bro. Yeah, knock on wood. So
I accept your apology. And Ben, I also accept your apology. Let's just go ahead and move on to this next matchup and just move on from last week, shall we? It's a new week. Yes, it is.
New week.
But this next matchup, it's the Sunday night matchup. It's the 6-2 Baltimore Ravens heading on over to the 3-5 New England Patriots. And Tanner, you're going to be talking about this one.
look, there isn't much for me to say, to be honest with you, bro, about this whole game. Like, I mean, we barely beat the Jets, man, and I was glued to my TV. I could not believe it, but Folklore Nick Foles came in clutch last week, kicked that field goal for us. Pretty reasonable distance out, over 50 yards. But at the end of the day, I have to go with the Ravens, man, because I can't keep climbing down this ladder. I went from tied for second, down to fourth. I can't just throw a willy-nilly pick saying, hey, I want to do it for my boys. Look, the boys understand too, a lot's on the line for all of us, and that if they want me to win, they got to understand that sometimes I can't root for them. If somehow Cam Newton comes out and beats Lamar Jackson this week, I will pick the Patriots until the rest of the season. But until that happens, I'm not very proud of the boys. We are not them boys anymore. So, but let's go Ravens.
I thought we were talking about the Patriots, not the Cowboys.
Everyone says we them boys. It doesn't matter what team it is.
Okay.
Cowboys coined it, but everybody's been saying we them boys. So I've heard all the time. Text message: are we still them boys? Are you still them boys? They're losing, right? It's just everybody uses it.
Fair enough. And I'm also going to be going against the Patriots. They narrowly beat the Jets last week. I can't pick the Patriots. Ben.
I'm excited for this game. There's nothing I love more than two struggling AFC teams that I don't care about going up against each other on Sunday night. I'm gonna give it to the Ravens to win this one. Their turnovers are just – that's the only way they're gonna win. I don't think Lamar's gonna do anything, but their defense turns the ball over quite a bit. Giving it to the Ravens on this one. Screw the Patriots.
Okay.
Sorry, Tanner.
DJ.
I gotta say, I love that the Ravens are still holding it down because they were one of my favorite teams. Growing up watching because of this guy right here, man. Ray Lewis, baby, one of the best to do it. I want to give a shout out to him just because talking about this rivalry between the Patriots and the Ravens, because back in the day, like 2012 and everything, and years before that, this was always the big time matchup. So I'll give a big shout out to Ray Lewis and all those guys that I love watching, Ed Reed and all them. So, even though the Patriots aren't as good as they used to be during this heated rivalry, I'm still going Ravens on this one, baby.
Okay. And Chris.
Clean sweep.
All right. Yep. Yep, saw that one coming. But now we're going to be moving on to the final matchup of the week. It's the Monday night game. It's the 3-5 Minnesota Vikings heading on over to take on the 5-4 Chicago Bears. And Ben, you better wake up and talk about this video, man. Or talk about this game, not this video.
Look, this game is the game everyone wants to watch. Everybody's looking forward to seeing these Vikings play. The Vikings are playing just outstanding lately. They had 3 interceptions against the Lions. Dalvin Cook got his second straight NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Kirk Cousins isn't throwing interceptions, but, they're not letting him throw the ball. That's okay because Dalvin Cook is doing everything, baby. And, like I say every week, Nick Foles ain't playing, Tom Brady this week. So they're likely to lose. Man, this is a tough one for me to pick. It's not really. I'm picking the Vikings. The Vikings are on their way back. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I really do. I think they're going to win like a billion games in a row and come back and be in the playoff picture. The Vikings want it. They're playing really well lately. I'm picking the Vikings.
Hell yeah.
I will be very impressed if they can win a billion games in a row when there's only like 7 left.
Yeah, who's counting?
Everyone.
Okay.
Okay. DJ.
Not Arizona, Nevada.
Yeah, legend has it. They're still counting. DJ.
I love that. When you got this man, carrying the rock, going straight for the zone, they've proved it in back-to-back weeks that when this man gets going, they ain't stopping. So I'm going Vikings on this one. And I told you guys it's going to be me and Ben, top of the polls, end of the season, fighting for that jersey, man. So I'm going Vikings all day with my boy. 3-3, got to represent.
Excellent pick.
Thank you, man.
Chris.
Well, the Bears in the last 3 games have lost. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I'm going to go with the Vikings. Delvin Cook's looking like a beast. And could you just check something for me? How many times have I chose the Vikings?
Sure. While I do
Not
that,
enough.
Tanner, why don't you give us your pick?
Look, I'm going to be short and sweet with y'all. I'm going to be a little different. I'm telling you, the Bears are going to do it. The Bears are going to do it this week. Let me tell you, I know you guys may be disappointed. Some of you may be shaking your heads. But look, you're going to come off this 3 losing streak. You're going to have the Bears come and clutch it. You're going to go 6-4. You're going to put the Vikings down at 3-6. I know the Vikings been showing out a little bit. I know actually a lot of Vikings fans. I know a lot of them are going to be upset on Monday. So we'll see what happens. But I'm going with the Bears. I'm being bold.
You're a masochist, bro.
Chris, you've picked the Vikings 4 times, so this will be your 5th.
Well,
So
unless if Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles can do the fusion dance from frickin' Dragon Ball Z, they still ain't winning. They still ain't winning.
So
Man.
the Vikings have been cooking with Dalvin Cook. The Bears have been pathetic. And this just feels like one of those games where the wrong team wins.
How dare you, dude? Are you serious right now?
I'm picking the Bears to upset the Vikings. I know.
Let's go.
I thought you were gonna do the if it came down between a Viking and a bear, who would win? I don't know.
Well, clearly the Bear would slaughter the Viking, right?
Have you seen them Vikings? They got some Ripley ass fucking abs and stuff. They got them axes. They chopping the head off that bear.
Have you ever seen those?
Bro.
It's crazy.
What happens when you got 900, 1,000 pounds running at you at 35 miles an hour? What's gonna happen, bro?
A Viking will strike them down, dude.
No way, no how, bro. It ain't gonna happen.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla just came out this week, bro. It's in the
Oh, no.
stars.
That's
Yes.
big.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh, I didn't think about that. Well, I
Good
will
week
be
for Vikings,
apologizing.
man.
No, you play that game when it comes out and then come back and tell me who wins in a fight between a Viking and a bear, my dog. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
I will say that I saw this band called Amon Amarth, who they
Oh yeah.
are like a Norwegian Viking style band, and they're literally like a metal band that sings songs in like death metal fashion, talking about their ancestors of Vikings just striking bears down like it's their job. So just from going on that point, it's gonna be an easy Vikings victory, my man. Can I get an amen from you, Nick? I mean,
Amen.
I'm sorry.
I'm not picking them. Sorry. Okay, well that does it for the games. Guys, can I just request just really quick, like I feel like we're going strong. Can you all just give us like a little quick flex? Just everybody? Like Ben? Ben?
What?
All of us at the
Like,
same time, please.
The arm fat?
Yeah, Tanner? Tanner? Pop it up, tarp it up. Okay, perfect. Beautiful, beautiful,
Come on
beautiful.
that thing, baby.
Beautiful.
Dude, look at pythons.
That's for all of our fangirls out there.
We have fangirls and no one told us?
I hope they can see me
I
walk
doubt
this
it, bro.
way, man.
I doubt it.
It's for the fangirls who find this video 5 years in the future where all of this is out of date.
So pretty much all of our
Accidentally gets
future
clicked
wives.
on.
Or our future wives. Okay, well, with that being said, and that's the final score. Thank you, and good night.